Welcome to the Enlightened Misfits podcast, the space for entrepreneurs on a quest for unwavering certainty and purpose. I'm your host, Lauren, and each episode is a compass guiding you through authentic conversations, unraveling the mysteries of your human design chart, and offering tools from the remarkable guest. Join me as we embark on a journey to manifest greatness and create a life aligned with our deepest purpose. This is the space where misfits find their enlightenment. Welcome to the Enlightened Misfits podcast. Welcome back to the Enlightened Misfits podcast. I am your host, Lauren, and today we're going to do a little something different. What I'm going to tell you guys to do is the people that have been around for all of the episodes, what I want you to go do is I want you to go check in the description box, or if you're watching this over on YouTube, I want you to go get my free human design chart. I've been having a lot of questions about where do I find this? I need to know more about human design, so I'm going to make sure it's very accessible for you guys. So go over and check that out down in the description box, and that's what you guys need to do right now. And in today's episode, I have Cristin. She is an intuitive body worker. Welcome, Cristin. I'm so happy to have you here with us.
Hello. I'm very, very excited to be here.
So I know that I'm excited to hear about your journey this far. I know that we have done a session together, so you know all about your human design and how it works. So I don't know if you have that guide that I just talked about, but make sure you go get that too, if you need that as well. But tell us a little bit about who you are and this far into your journey. What do you do and how do you help people?
Thank you. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am to share my journey with you and with everybody, because it is truly a part of why I do what I do now. Currently, I'm an intuitive body worker. I started out with massage, and that gravitated into Reiki, which is way more energetic cleansing with me. I'm much more intuitive than I've ever even realized I could be, and it's really been a beautiful journey. But 5 years ago, June 6, 2020, was the day that changed the rest of my life. That was the first of my awakening journey, because the journey never ends. So at that point in my life, I was married to a man. That's a very important aspect, number one. I was 230 pounds. On my wedding day, I was a size 16. I had rheumatoid arthritis, chronic pain, depression, anxiety. My life was no longer mine. I was not in control of it. I was taking 12 prescriptions, in and out of hospitals, chronic pain. I mean, the amount of braces and walkers and canes that I had owned. So I was in my kitchen and I was freaking tired. I was tired of being tired. And I had this thought that just popped in my mind. And I said, you know what? I deserve to be happy. I deserve to feel happy. And I deserve to have a really good relationship with my children and to show them that life can be different. Because at the time, I was struggling with a very difficult relationship. There wasn't trust, there wasn't honesty, there wasn't a whole lot. Long story short, I managed to get myself in a slew of negative relationships, all with men. And at this point in my journey, having been single, having two incredibly awesome boys who I have an amazing relationship with, and they are very happy and very outspoken and just highly intuitive. And I'm also gay, which is a really interesting factor in this journey. And I am so excited about that, because I get to really pursue and show myself who I didn't even know that I could have been and am now. So beyond this entire journey over these last 5 years, I have been connecting a lot with Mary Magdalene. I am a Mary Magdalene priestess. I connect with her energy during every single Reiki session. And the beautiful compassion and healing and comfort and worthiness that all of my clients experience still stuns me, and it will forever while I do this, what I'm doing this, a job that I don't have to call a job. So that's just the beginning.
Yeah, thank you for sharing all of that. So it seems like you very briefly described maybe like what we would call an identity crisis or shift, or I don't, sometimes crisis can be a little bit a heavy word, but can you kind of talk a little bit about when did you know that this was like, this is how you're not living like this anymore? Like, what was, did you get signs? Did you just not, just, were you just tired of being tired, like you said? What was that for you?
There was a situation with my ex-partner, my ex-husband, and it was a situation that had a lot of built up years of frustration and anger. And I realized that I didn't want to live in that life anymore. I didn't want to be around hostility. I didn't want to be scared anymore. And that was my own internal issue. That was from years of my personal experiences. Um, I basically asked him. I said, "Don't you just want to be happy?" And he looked at me like he was confused. Like he was like, "But aren't we?" I'm like, "I'm sorry. What part of this?" So not to go into that depth because it's in the past and I have overcome it, but it's so important because I realized I wasn't in charge of my own happiness. That's the point that I'm trying to make. I wasn't in charge of my own life. And I
Yeah.
was trying to figure out what the frick the next step was. How do I get myself there? How do I get myself out of there? And that statement that I made, that I can no longer live this life the way that it is, that changed everything.
Yeah. Yes, words are very, very powerful. I just, the only reason why I asked that question is because I feel like there's a lot of, I mean, I feel like some of your story resonates with mine, especially going down tons of different relationships that, I'm like, what am I here for? Like, why am I here again? And it's like, oh, I thought I changed. Oh, I thought and it was more of like what I was avoiding.
And
And
repeating the same patterns.
yeah. So it was like the same patterns, the same, they just turn into different people, that type of thing. So I feel like a lot of people say to me, and they probably say to you too, is like, how did you do it? And it's like, for me, it was like, I just decided to stop being that person. For you, it seems like you did the same thing. Like that mindset, like I can no longer do this anymore. And then you just stop doing it. It seems really simple, but it's not. It comes with a lot of unlearning, right? A lot of the
Absolutely.
yeah. So yeah,
So to
thank you.
add into that aspect of it, actually, I did want to say that one of the biggest catalysts of my shift, yes, it was the concept in my mind that I no longer wanted to live this life, but I didn't know how to get there by myself. I had been doing talk therapy for 30 years. By
Yeah,
the way, that doesn't get me everywhere because it's because your body is one full being. If you're not working on the energy, the physical, the mental, and
right.
the voice and getting it out, it's not all going to heal itself. Um, Hang on just a second. There was a point that I was going to make, and it decided to fly away because it does that so often. But it will come back if it's meant to come back because as of
Yeah.
right now, it flew out. It literally flew out the window. Past
That's
life
great.
regression. That's exactly where it is and flew back in. So I started getting into past life regression, and I had done 3 full years of past life regression, interestingly enough, through Zoom, just like we are doing right now. And this woman, her name is Lamont. She's phenomenal. I will give her your information so we can send that out. She's in UK. She's in the freaking UK. And I was able to release, let go, find, and heal parts of myself I didn't even know existed. And let me just give you a very quick example. The third out of 6 sessions that I had done at the very beginning, she said to me, "I wish that I had a picture of you when you started. Because the picture that you look like, what your face looks like now, is completely different from what it looked like before." I
Yeah.
got rid of the trauma. I let it go. And that was everything.
Yeah. I know Lamont. That's actually how I met you, I think.
Oh
Through
my gosh.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What a
That's
small
actually,
world.
yeah, that's actually she referred, yeah, because we before we worked together. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how I met
that's
you.
so good. Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
She's
wow.
amazing.
Wow.
She is very good at past life regression. So speaking of past life regression. Now, I know that you're huge into self care as well. Can you kind of, I feel like when people hear self care or self love, I don't know if they really know. It's not this common bubble bath relaxation. Can you kind of explain from your perspective what truly what self-care is and self-love is?
There is no easy way to explain it, because what you have to start doing is looking at yourself and all of the areas of your life that you don't equate with, first and foremost. Let me give you, like, I can, all the examples in the world. Self-love is not selfless. Self-care is not selfless. You are not, I'm sorry, you are not being a selfish person if you're taking care of yourself. Do you know why? Most importantly, how are you going to live your life, take care of your children, do your job, do all of the things that you want to do, and do that out of an empty cup? How do you do that when your body's exhausted, when you're in chronic pain, when you're depressed, when your life feels like it's falling apart? And what's happening is that you are disconnected to yourself. You are disconnected from your own love, from your own center. And as a person who, I was literally designed for self-care. I'm a Leo sun. That is literally what I do. I shine brightly. I'm charismatic. I give that, I give affirmations to people. I make them feel good about myself. But if I don't feel good about myself, I can't do that in return. I'm also a Taurus moon. We are literally designed for self-care. I mean, the comforts, and I am going to add in the salt baths because that is so hugely important. But I mean, the comforts of living and enjoying the aura of yourself and enjoying yourself and all of the things that make you feel alive. When I talk about this with all of my clients, I get the, oh, one more thing to add to my routine. Okay, let me stop you right there. Before you decide to go on this whole big tangent of something else that I have to freaking add to my routine, stop and think. Write one little tiny list of just 5 things that make you feel better in the morning. It doesn't have to be a lot. You can walk outside for 5 minutes with a cup of coffee. That's 2 things by itself. Okay. So once you start getting into a very small addition of self-care, you start to enjoy it. You look forward to the feelings. You look forward to taking the freaking time to yourself. Maybe before the kids wake up, maybe before the spouse wakes up. Do you know that I wake up at before 5 a.m. every morning, and I get really excited to spend 2 or 3 hours by myself before the world wakes up? I'm in a good mood for my children. I'm in a good mood for myself. It is so important to take care of yourself and add it as a act of self-love, because that's what it is that we're trying to do for ourselves. Love ourselves more, because a lot of us weren't raised to know how to do that.
Right. Yeah. I would just, the reason why I added in the, salt baths, which I know are very relaxing and a great idea, but people think like getting their nails done, getting their hair done, like that is self-care. And I'm like, well, I mean, I feel like that's maintenance, but I mean, that's just me, because it's like, I view self-love and self-care so much different, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a journey and it's a process. You got to figure out what, for me, it's meditation, even if it's, and I am not a morning person by any means. You will never catch me up at 5 a.m. unless I have to be.
Okay.
No, but my daughter now is in school.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I need to get up, get myself ready, because then I have to get her ready. And it's like, she doesn't like, she's not a morning person. She used to be when she didn't have to get up. And it's like, all of a sudden now you don't want to get up. Like, you're up at 6 o'clock. So what are you doing? Why are you so sleepy? Like, it's because she doesn't, now she has to get up, So it's like, now I make sure at least like a half hour, even if it's 15 minutes. So like meditate, I'll get coffee and then get her up, because I feel like that is just so much different. And I'm already dressed, and then I can come home and do what I like, get a shower and do what I need to do after dropping her off at school.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have that flexibility. So I don't feel like I need to like hurry up and do everything. And then, but it's only been 2 weeks of me doing this, and it's changed so much. Even
That's incredible.
yeah,
I'm really happy to hear that. And I will also add, self-care doesn't have to be at 5 a.m. It can be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It could be 10 o'clock at night. If you are a late night person, it
yeah,
doesn't matter. But I also will add in that when you are trying to figure out what self-care works best for you, I highly recommend you do your astrology chart and human design chart. And for one very important reason. If you learned how to understand yourself better, why you think the way that you do, why you react to the way that you do, why you feel your emotions the way that you do, why you are the way that you are, will help you understand what type of self-care routine works best for you, whether that be at 2 a.m. or whether that be at, whatever time, because you're trying to benefit your own personal existence, not be what someone else is doing, not do what everybody else is doing. Treat yourself as lovingly as you can with the times that you enjoy doing that.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, thank you for that, because it is very true. Like, listening to your body and your emotions is really, really important. So with that being said, when you're doing massage, I know you're kind of moving away from massage, but when you did intuitive massage, how can you help somebody? So let's just put this in the doing energy healing. How are you helping your clients kind of reconnect themselves with themselves on a deeper, like a deeper emotional level?
That's a really good question, and I'm really excited that you asked me that. So, most importantly, when I have clients, a lot of my clients that come in have the tendency to they're kind of at their last straw. They don't know the next point of view. They don't know where to go next. I'm on this healing journey, or I just awakened, or I have chronic pain, and I don't know what the next steps. So they're on my table and I'm getting ready. And more than anything else, I am connecting to my higher power and their higher power. I am connecting to their energy and their love for themselves and their guides, because it's so important for them to be able to understand that, first and most importantly, they're not alone when they're having this kind of beautiful session done. And along the lines of having this session done, Mary Magdalene also comes in to provide this beautiful, overwhelming love that she literally puts into your heart chakra. And I am there to facilitate the understanding of what it is that your guides are telling you, what it is that your body has been telling you. For example, have you been struggling with right-sided shoulder pain? You're for however long, and you're trying to figure out what you've done the surgeries and you do the exercises, what the frick is happening? More than likely, there is some sort of a masculine energy that has been attached to that part of the body for however long, whether it be yours or someone else's. And it's helpful to understand why that energy was placed there, what it's doing there, to help you understand for yourself. So you can journal, you can meditate, you can, as I'm releasing that energy and allowing the energy to leave, what happens 9 times out of 10 is the body cries. The body exhales. The body releases the stored trauma they don't even realize they've been holding on to that whole time. So you have the physical, you have the energetic healing, you have the intuitiveness of their guides, of my guides, and the whole gambit coming together. It's a release of themselves that they've been holding on to, that they're scared to let go of. And what they get out of that session is life shifts, is feeling healthier, feeling calmer, feeling lighter, feeling like they've literally let go of stuff. And then the next day and the next week and the next month, I get messages like, I can't believe all of these amazing things came into my life. I feel so much better. It's been 2 weeks, it's been 3 weeks, and my life is changing. That's what it does. It's a way for you to release what needs to be released, allow in what needs to be allowed in, and flow with the energy that you're meant to be flowing with. I know that was a lot of an explanation, but I don't do soft explanations at
Yeah,
all.
right. Yeah, no, that's great. So you said about energy healing. So I know often it's like very, what's the word? Subtle sometimes. Sometimes it's not. How do you kind of help people now? You do this over Zoom too, right? Do you do energy healing over Zoom? Okay.
Yes.
Another question that's coming up for me is, I know that you have to do the physical massage, you have to be in person, but that's not true, right? Okay.
Not necessarily, because we all have the ability to touch ourselves. We can grab onto that area. And I do a lot of TikTok lives. And the reason why I do, and when I do these lives, I literally explain to people, you can touch your own body. Your hands are literally healing hands. When we hurt ourselves, what is the first thing that we do? We touch that part of the body that hurts, because we're trying to heal ourselves. So when I am doing a Zoom, I'm literally telling the person, you need to connect with that part of your body, whether you're touching it, whether you're intentionally concentrating on that body part. And that also will help. And there's also, I guide them into, shaking out the limbs, but most importantly, taking the deep breaths and exhaling, because what we're trying to accomplish with this energy release is allowing the body and the breath to release the energy, not necessarily at one time, but that's the only way that energy gets out of the body. Your feet are planted, you're rooted, you're connected to Mother Earth, you're releasing your arms and your legs, you're shaking things out, you're literally wiping the energy off. And then you're breathing with it. And all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, my body feels a little bit lighter. My body feels a little bit different now. And it also helps you connect better to yourself, because you start to be able to feel like, oh, okay, well, this part of my body doesn't feel so good. So what is it that I can gently do about that?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I know that a lot of people are like, oh no, I need to get it in person. And I was like, no, I think I mean, sure. If you need physical, like an actual massage, yeah, sure. But it's like for the intention to work with you, they can do it they don't need to be around you. They can do it right on Zoom. So thank
Absolutely.
you for explaining that. So, for somebody maybe that's new to energy work or new to all of this, what are some of the signs that they might notice in their energy field, energy healing, that will take place during the session and after? I know you kind of gave us a little bit of after, but what would happen? What would they notice during the session?
Um, I have to actually say that that's probably a bit of a loaded question, because our bodies feel so many different things during all of these sessions. But I can start out with saying, just as I start at the crown, because I started the crown on the top of the head with every single client, they instantaneously start to feel heat. They feel tingles. They feel this, like, it's just kind of sometimes it's just an unusual feeling that they can't explain. And as I am working with different parts of the body, let's say specifically the solar plexus, the belly region of the body, all of a sudden their belly starts to gurgle. Their belly starts to literally, the energy starts to shift and things. And sometimes they even pass gas. Oh my gosh, your body did a thing that a body does. It does a thing. Or and I always have to say like that, because we all get embarrassed about what our bodies do. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
I'm a massage therapist. Get over it. You're coming in. It's not a big deal, but that's just a me thing. And for the throat chakra, for your throat, exactly. I didn't mean specifically. We have the tendency to cough, to clear our throats, to swallow. So those are just two physical things that occur. And 9 times out of 10, my clients say to me, wow, I feel like something has literally been lifted off of me. Like, and I actually had a client say to me that she's like, I think you're doing psychic surgery. And at that time, I had no idea what she was talking about.
Yeah.
So I can see, feel, and tap into the energetic webs of where the trauma is stuck and literally pull them out. And they look at me like I'm crazy. Thankfully, their eyes are usually closed, and that's okay. It doesn't make a difference either way. I like to add in humor, because it also helps relax the body, mind, and spirit as well. So they get a little, they get a little joking with it as well. So they get the release. The physical body gets the release. When their session is done, they have the tendency to, release, uh, use the bathroom or whatever. But there is such a beautiful host of different feelings that you could potentially have. And everybody's body is different. Everybody's energy is different. Your DNA is different. So one person will definitely not have the experience. Nobody will ever have the same experience, which blows my mind.
Yeah. Now you just said psychic surgery. Can you kind of talk a little bit about, like, I've heard it years ago. Actually, a client last year, she was like, "Yeah, I'm a psychic surgeon," and I was like, "What the hell? What the hell does that mean?" Like, I'm like, I mean, I know what a surgeon means, and I know what psychic is. That's what it is. So, kind of tell a little bit about what is that like? What is that for you? And obviously, you have that gift.
That is one of my favorite questions and one of my favorite things to explain, especially because I have two really good examples of it. So, psychic surgery has to do with knowing where the energy shifts happen in the body, where there is stuck issues, where, let's say, for example, you have chronic lower back pain, and you've had chronic lower back pain probably your entire life. You've done all of the things and can't figure it out. So when I'm working on that particular area, I legitimately see what sometimes looks like unusual web, or it's really hard to explain. When I'm with the client, it's easier because I'm already there. It's a distortion of energy. It is a stuck energy. Sometimes it has a blackening color to it just because it's very lodged in there, and sometimes it doesn't have a color at all. So when I'm in there, when I'm feeling and sensing and understanding, and they're like, wait a minute, I forgot that I had that pain in my lower left side. I didn't even know that you could find that. I said, I'm not finding it. It's your guides, it's the intuition. So what's basically happening is I'm going in there, and two things occur, especially when I'm with the physical body. My hands are literally on top and bottom of that particular area, or they're hovering above, because my hands shake with the energy a lot. And I'm literally pulling the energy out with my hands. And it's probably an interesting thing to see. I've never, I've recorded myself, and it's like, whoa, she's doing some kind of magic there. I know it's like it's even for me doing it, it is still a phenomenon that I'm watching myself do this, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't even know that that was a problem, and now it's gone. And all of a sudden, it's like, so I had two clients that came in. They were in chronic pain in their abdomen. And the doctor said, there's something going on. I'm in chronic pain. I don't know what it is. I'm back and forth with the specialist. Can you please help me? Can you just relieve the pain? Okay, I will relieve the pain. And what I'm also going to do is ... and I'll explain that. So my clients came in. I went directly to the spot, and they're like, wow, it feels lighter. It feels better, but it doesn't feel 100% yet. There's still something stuck. And I said, absolutely. Now it's your turn to go back to the doctors, because the doctors are going to find something there that wasn't there, that they couldn't see originally. And both of those clients of mine went to the doctor, immediately found that had the scan, found the issue, removed it, and they're back to being totally normal again.
Wow.
Yeah. That gives me chills every time I talk about it.
I have body chills when you said that.
Yeah, you and I are feeling the exact same ones. Like I said, and I've been doing this for probably this specifically as detailed and refined for about 2 years now. And every time it blows my mind. I'm like, holy crap.
It's like, that is huge, because I know a handful of people that maybe can do that. That's like huge.
I've never met anybody in my holistic energy world that can do what I can do. There's only one. Actually, no, there is one person, but she's in Florida. So
yeah. There's specifically two people. One person I've worked with, another person that I just have heard of, like just from seeing her on social media. And I'm like, wow, you guys really do have a very special gift that there's not many people, on this planet that can, do that. So you guys are very gifted. So thank you for sharing that and helping, the collective with their pain, because we all have it.
We all do. And honestly, all of my life, I have wanted to help people and teach them. And what's really funny is I never wanted to work with children. Don't get me wrong. I kind of like kids. I love my own. I love other people's kids, but I'm just not a kid person, and that's totally okay. Yeah. I love teaching individuals to feel better about themselves, understand their bodies better, heal themselves, because we can all heal ourselves when we tap into it. And, help them find themselves by releasing what no longer needs to be stuck in.
Yeah. Of course. So before we wrap up, just for the listeners that maybe are like, I don't know what to do, obviously they should book a session with you right away. But Absolutely. What is like one simple self-care or self-love, or maybe even like a body awareness practice that they could start today, like after listening to this episode?
Go outside and lie on the ground. Grounding yourself is one of the most important and impactful experiences that you can do for yourself on a daily basis, 2 or 3 times a week. Go outside, sit your butt, literally bring a blanket, bring a nice cozy blanket. It's getting chillier out there. I totally understand. I don't expect people to freeze their butts off to go out there and ground themselves.
Right.
So you are effectively allowing the earth to remove the discomforts, the pains, the energy that's been stuck. So the energy kind of does something similar that I do, okay, or the earth does, grounding does. It reduces your inflammation. It reduces anxiety. Have you ever just went for a walk into nature for like 10 minutes and all of a sudden all of your worries have gone away? It's the same concept. Get yourself outside and ground yourself. And what will happen is once you start doing that on a more regular basis, you'll also start to feel the parts of your body relax more, calm down more. You might not be in as much chronic pain because the earth does a lot of work for us that we don't realize it does.
Yeah. I just bought these. Thank you for that reminder about grounding. I just bought these grounding sheets, and I'm
Mm,
excited to use them because
amazing.
I was recently diagnosed with lymphedema in my legs. My legs have always been bigger and they swell and they're so painful. And I always make an excuse that
It's awful.
I can't work out because my legs feel so heavy. And it's like, I just want my legs to stop feeling so heavy. But actually it does the reverse. I need to work out to help like squeeze out the like fluid in my legs. And they're not too bad, but if I'm on my legs a lot, um, they get just so swollen. They're so heavy and they just hurt, you know. I've never had small legs, but now, like, now that I've gotten older, I'm like, I knew I had something wrong with my legs. It wasn't just because they were bigger, you know, it's actually like, fluid trapped in my tissue. So anyway, so I was doing a whole bunch of research. Like I have a pump, the pump that like squeezes out and it like feels so good. And
Good.
it really helps with the like swelling and stuff. But then I was like, these grounding sheets that came on my FYP on TikTok and on Facebook. I'm like, what is this? And it showed what is that? It's the different colors of your body with like the red to be like where the pain or whatever is, but then
Yep.
like green. So I seen it and I was reading the reviews and I've been like watching this for a very long time. And I'm like, grounding sheets. Oh my God, this is amazing. I was like, well, I know grounding works, right? They also said to hook your bed up to like a grounding, like to ground your bed. You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just too much work. That means I have to like drill from the house and like that's just like and like sleeping on the floor is not the same because like it's still a floor, it's not the grass, like it's just too much. So I'm like, oh, okay, somebody made these sheets. So I'm really excited to use them because like wholeheartedly, like even when my legs are swollen, I could go lay in the grass or go outside and walk barefoot and I can feel it not they're not so heavy, you
They're
know.
not as
That's why
achy.
I wish I could walk around with no shoes because I wouldn't have a lot of problem. I mean, it's pretty gross, but you
I'm
know,
really excited to hear that for you. Honestly, I recently purchased two grounding mats. Like when I'm on a live, when I'm connecting with people, when I'm doing a Zoom, I'm literally standing on my feet are planted on the floor on this grounding mat. And the difference I feel between having an energetic exchange and not using this mat is like it's amazing to me.
yeah,
I also, for a while, was sleeping on a grounding mat. Earthing.com, by the way, earthing.com. That's where you need to go to get like literally all of the grounding supplies that I have ever. And they bring and they give you a book as well. So it helps you understand scientifically what the ground is doing for you. I am really excited to hear that for you. That's really awesome. Also, to add to all of this, grounding shoes. It's winter time. I don't want to have ice cold feet. I don't enjoy that in any way, shape, or form. I will do whatever I have to do to not. But
right.
grounding shoes allows you to get the same kind of healing from the ground without having ice cold feet. So there's just another option as well.
Yeah, I love that. And make sure you get yourself an affiliate link since you now just promoted
Yes,
them. And I'll make
yes.
sure when this comes out that they click your link.
And I talk about this. I talk about earthing.com probably more than any other website. So, like, definitely. I didn't even think
You need to
about it.
reach out
Thank
to
you.
them and say, I'm on podcasts, I'm on lives, and I'm talking about your company. And you need to send me a affiliate link.
Who's paying you for this?
To
Yes.
get
Awesome.
paid. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, thank you so much. Oh, before we end, where can everybody find you?
So I am on all of the socials. Instagram, I am Cristin the Heart Healer specifically. I am also, Facebook. I'm on TikTok. You can literally probably find me anywhere. And I also want to add that I am a very large growing, I'm a part of this organization called The Well. It's a collective healers group. And what we are designing and what we are designed to do is pull together clients, holistic practitioners, divine feminines, LGBTQ members, anybody who is in the world of healing themselves and healing other people. We are creating a portal, which is going to be something similar to the concept of a WebMD for holistic and metaphysical healing. You will find literally any person that you know along this communication line, podcasts, workshops. We're going to have an app. It's going to be huge, and it already is. We started with 3 women in the middle of the summertime, and we are over 20 women already. So please, and the Well is also on everywhere. It's also on social media because everywhere is on social media now.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to help you find yourself and grow. So please join us and learn how to feel better about yourself and have a happier life.
Yes, I love that. I want to join. Send me all the information.
Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on today's episode with Cristin on the Enlightened Misfits podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with anybody that you feel that would gain knowledge from listening. Make sure you check out all of her links below in the description box, or if you're watching this on YouTube, go check her out and go follow her on social media. Stay tuned for more captivating conversations in the future. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you next week. Thank you for joining us on another enlightening episode on the Enlightened Misfits podcast. If you are a current or inspiring to be fempreneur, suffering from the fear of being seen and or feel very triggered when you're building your business, reach out to me at The Mermaid Light about my Rich and Resilient Biz Baddies. This is a collective text message Voxer support group designed to help you heal your triggers and turn imposter syndrome into bad bitch energy. If you resonate with our conversations and insight, don't forget to subscribe, rate the show, and leave a review. Your feedback fuels our mission. Remember, your journey to unwavering certainty and purpose is ongoing. So please make sure you stay connected with us on social media. Keep manifesting greatness in your life. Until next time, this is Lauren from the Enlightened Misfits podcast. Stay enlightened, stay inspired, and keep manifesting your extraordinary path.